Hello DNN and hello YouTubers, this is Supertramp.
And this is my tiny house.
The tiny house is 8 by 20 with a 8 by 10 loft. So do the math, what is that? How many square footage? It's built on a car hauler trailer. That was about $4,000. Total expenses I built this with a buddy of mine who's a carpenter. It was $5,000 in labor, $15,000 in materials, so about $20,000 for kind of the shell. That's including the window and the door. And then maybe another $5,000 into various things, one of which is like the solar panels. I have 3 100-watt solar panels. Take you around, that's the front window there, bathroom window. Come around to the front where the trailer hitch is. It's really cold out today. I just wanted to say that. And then here in the bunk front of the tiny house on this side we have propane storage that runs the water heater, which is located on this side, and also the stove on the inside. And I'll open those up here and we'll take a look inside. Okay, and then here's inside of one of the compartments. I have a Triton 5L Camp Chef on-demand water heater. So cold water comes in here. It's pumped in from a hose that goes to the well. It comes in and it splits off. The cold water goes to one side and then feeds out hot on the other. There's my shower head from an outdoor shower. Nothing too fancy on this side, just a couple of 30-gallon propane tanks. Alright, we've got the kitchen window and then the main loft window. And then move over onto this side, we've got the other kitchen window, the chimney that comes out. Ooh, look at the chimney. And then here's our windows that look into the main front again. Looks so nice when it's lit like this. Just wanted to mention again, this is built on a car hauler trailer. It's all 2x4 construction. It's spray foam insulated with R30. My dwindling wood pile. My beehive is way out there somewhere. Way out there. My composting pit, and then the garden's going to be right in here. And beyond yonder you can see the lake. The lake. Okay, here we are inside where it's nice and toasty warm. We've got our front door and our lovely little coat rack there. Got my wonderful chair that I like to sit in and watch TV. Eventually that'll be changed out to a bench with some storage underneath because it kind of takes up a lot of the room. In the winter I heat with wood, so I have a wood stove. I know it's rather big for the interior, but that's alright with me. Up here in northern Minnesota it gets to like 30 below sometimes, so you need something big, and it really reduces the amount of wood that I use. I can get by with kind of pretty much on a daily basis what you see right there. When I'm gone for prolonged periods of time, I do have to hook up to outsource electric and run this little electric heater here. Like I said, it's northern Minnesota. It gets cold. I think our record all-time low, just not too far away from here, was like -60. I know it's been below 30 up here. We've had a few days like that and I've had to run this thing full blast. Otherwise I just get by, like I said, on running a couple of logs and running it really low, and it keeps things nice and toasty. And if it does get too hot, it's not hard to open a window. A lot of my decor in here too, you'll notice, is like Native American themed. And that's just stuff that I kept over. I spent 7 months living in a teepee over the summer in northern Minnesota here. And so I got a lot of cool little things that I'd kept and just brought them over here. And they go kind of nicely with the wood interior. And down here underneath the table you can see my main source of power. It's the Xantrex Power Hub, 1800 watts. So the solar comes in right there at the little blinky box. It transfers over here into this box. I'm not really sure of all the specifics. I made a lot of phone calls and did a lot of reading and hooked it up, and I'll be damned if I can remember exactly what I did to get it to work. But it works. There are two 12-volt batteries on this side, and then they'll hold all the power once the sun goes down, and then I'll run off battery power like when there's cloudy days or whatever. Right now with just the two, I can run all the lights in here, the refrigerator, my computer, my TV for maybe a good day, and then I lose power, and I'd have to run a generator outside to make up for that. So my plan for the future is to get another additional, on this side, 2 more 12-volt batteries. So that means bye-bye, Mr. Subwoofer. We got to find a new spot for you. Now we'll take a quick little walk into the kitchen area here. On my left, it's really crappy lighting because the sun went down today for some reason, and it's like only 3 o'clock. This is my closet. There's a ton of space in here. I don't really have it set just right. I suppose I could probably maximize the space if I wanted to, but it's just me. And all my things fit in there. Yay! I'm so happy about that. On my other side here is the food pantry. It's also the circuit breaker for all the power. I have the house all done out. I could have got by with just a couple breakers, but I like overdid it because I wanted to be able to shut off the power in each section of the house. I do a lot of my own canning. I try to eat as organic as possible. There's a lot of herbs and stuff from the garden last year. And rice and beans. Yay! Who doesn't like rice and beans? And then we'll go further into the kitchen. On the right here, there's a small refrigerator freezer. My lovely sink. My Berkey water filter, which is super important. I've got some shelves up here with miscellaneous teas. I like my tea. Some potatoes and onions. My small sink, which is not hooked up right now. Right now I have to pot all my water in by hand because it's winter, and if it was going through the hoses outside, it would freeze. So the sink does not work right now, but in the summer I do have hot and cold water. And everything drains just underneath into a bucket right now in the winter, and then that goes outside and gets dumped. In the summer it just pumps right outside. It's just gray water. I try to use all organic, try to use all organic soaps, so it's not too hard on the environment. My dishes. And then the most curious thing that people ask me, over here is the bathroom. Oh, shout out to Dr. Bronner's. And here we have the composting toilet. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. The toilet is made by Nature's Head. I think their website, you can check it out, is www.natureshead.com, and basically it separates the solids and the liquids go in the little bucket here in front and go outside and get dumped, and the solids stay in the back. There's a little crank on the side. You turn that bad boy. It composts everything. I get about 4 to 6 months until I have to take it outside and dump her in the woods. And here's the upstairs. This is the loft. I've got a queen size bed up here, bookshelf, plenty of room to kind of move around and maneuver. I've got about 4 feet of clearance between where the bed is and the very top. We measured me sitting on a bed on the ground before we built this to see how much headroom there'd be so I wouldn't bang myself, which was very considerate of the builder. This is where most of the KAF viewers that are out there see me on a semi-regular basis. I'll switch around and get another shot here once I climb all the way up. Alright, here we are kind of looking down. This is the loft view from sitting on the bed. Like I said, there's quite a bit of room. Quite a bit of room. My wonderful books. Got a little nightstand. I use oil lamps. I use candles. The lighting in here is LED throughout, which helps reduce the power draw. So there you have it. That was the tiny house tour. If you have any questions, comments, go ahead and write them below. I do have an email. It's supertramp@yahoo.com. You can contact me there. Special thanks to DNN. You can find them dnntribune.com. And this is Supertramp signing out.
Hey baby, what you gotta say? All you're giving me is fiction.
Almost there. Going about 40 miles an hour the entire way.
Everybody talk.
Everybody talk.
It started with the